Hello, KKBE. Welcome to my third episode of KKBE Connect, which means we're in our third week of our social isolation. And I hope you're well, and I thank you for tuning in to something a little Jewish with your day. And I hope this is interesting for you. In my first episode, I've been showing books from my personal library. So in my first episode, I brought a book about Jewish values and Jewish words. In my second episode, I brought you an interesting and kind of different Torah commentary. And in this episode, I've got a new book, or a old book, but a different book from my library. It's called The Spice of Torah Gematria. And Gematria is Hebrew numerology from Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism. And I just find it kind of fun to play with. So in Gematria, every Hebrew letter has its own numerical value. And in the beginning of the book, right there, is the entire Hebrew alphabet and the numeric value assigned to each Hebrew letter. So what I did was I went through the chart with my Hebrew name, or one of my Hebrew names. My Hebrew name is Gershoniana. I just took Gershon, which is the first of the two, and found the numerical value in Gematria for Gershon. So you can see there, Gimel, Resh, Shin, Vav, Nun, which Gimel equals 3, Resh equals 200, Shin equals 300, Vav is 6, and Nun equals 50. If you add them all together, that's 558. So most of this book is devoted to those numbers. So you go up to 558, which is towards the latter half of this book. And 558, got it. Then it finds the words or phrases from Torah with the same numerical value. So it goes in order of the books of Torah, starting with the book of Bereshit or Genesis for 558. No surprise, one of the first words that equals 558, the same as Gershon, is Berishonah, which means at first. And that's also tells you where you can find it. In Genesis chapter 13, verse 4, you'll find Berishonah. That's one Hebrew word. In Hebrew, it's one word. Translated into English, it means at first. So it's two words when translated into English. And the second word that equals 558 is from Genesis chapter 24, verse 21. And it's Macharish, which the translation it gives is holding his peace. Peace like shalom, or remaining quiet. And I've been taught in other books of Jewish wisdom that remaining quiet is the better part of wisdom. So maybe that's a lesson for me from Torah Gematria, that I should be listening more and maybe talking a little less. I don't know. But it goes on with more from the book of Genesis and Exodus and Numbers and Deuteronomy. And then it gives even a little Rashi is in there. But mostly it focuses on the Torah. And I could do this with just about any name and any word. Takes a little time to add it all up, but I'm gonna, I think, be doing this in a future adult education for KKBE when we're meeting again in person. And believe me, I cannot wait for that time when I can sit with you and learn with you and teach and study in person. But it's going to be a little while from now. And until that time, you can reach out to me, to Rabbi Alexander, to the office at KKBE. You can send us an email, leave us a message, and we'd love to hear from you and be in touch. So especially if you need anything, please reach out to us. And I hope you learned a little bit about Gematria and are interested in learning a little more for the next time I teach about Gematria, Hebrew numerology. That's it for this episode of KKBE Connect. Have a great week. Do something Jewish, read something Jewish, watch some great TV that's out there right now with Jewish themes, whatever it is, and I'd love to hear about it. Bye.